Lovebirds, welcome back to my channel and to my series Dark-Skinned Black Women in Film, where I celebrate dark-skinned Black women in film across the globe. Now, one of my favorite genres is romance. I love romantic movies. They are the film equivalent of comfort food for me. I love watching a great romantic film on a Friday evening while I get a little pampering, a little spa day, And yeah, like I love romantic movies. They make me feel all warm and fuzzy. I consider myself a hopeful romantic, not hopeless, because that sounds hopeless. So I consider myself a hopeful romantic. And I will admit that oftentimes, I seldom see dark skinned Black women in these roles. So I'll be counting down 7 of my favorite romantic movies starring dark skinned Black women, and hopefully these will either inspire you or entertain you. Let's get into it. At number 7, we have The Weeknd. The Weeknd is a comedy film directed by the magnificent Stella McGee. I have watched 3 of her films so far, and she legit inspires me. I've watched 2 of the films that I've watched of her. She's written and directed, which is really impressive. So, like I said, I'm trying to be a filmmaker, and she, honestly, beautiful Black woman doing the most. I am rooting for her career, and I cannot wait to watch more of her stuff. So this film stars Sashir Zamata. With my accent, I would typically say Zamata, but in her interview, she said Zamata. And Sashir Zamata is so beautiful. Look at her skin, her hair. I love her so much. She has really dry, sarcastic humor, which I find honestly hilarious. From this film, I saw a snippet that she does stand-up comedy, so I'll definitely be checking out her stand-up comedy. It actually stars 2 beautiful dark-skinned Black women, Sashir Zamata and DeWanda Wise. Look at DeWanda Wise is gorgeous. Like, oh my gosh, I every time I see her, I'm like, this woman needs to play Storm like yesterday. I'm like, oh my gosh, she is so beautiful. This film is weird. Like, I would say it's a bit for a more mature audience. It's very indie, very slow paced, very dry humor. I guess it poses the question, can you still be friends with your ex? And from personal experience, I'll be like, hell no. But yeah, it really poses that question. Like, it's not your typical warm and fuzzy rom-com situation, but it's a bit more, I would say, slightly sophisticated than that. It's a bit more adult like when I was watching this, I was like, oh my god, I feel so like such an adult. They're talking about, they just, yeah, it's a grown movie, basically. Nothing obscene or anything, but just it feels very mature. So it's really funny, like I said, dry, sarcastic humor, but it's definitely one to check out. Next, we have Isoken. So I've been watching Nollywood movies since I was a little girl. They've been really popular in Congo, and they still are. So Nollywood movies have always been a big part of my life. I've been watching Nigerian movies for the longest time, and every now and again I still do. But I have to say that to date, Isoken is my favorite Nigerian movie, and the reason why it makes it on this list is because it is written, directed, and produced by the beautiful dark-skinned melanated queen that is Jadesola Osiberu. I hope I'm not butchering her name, because honestly, I love this movie. She did a phenomenal job with this film. It stars the beautiful Dakore Akande, which I hope I'm saying her name right as well. But I like this film, it explores those questions of, those kind of questions that most women go through, but, especially Black women. It's that thing of, who am I versus who does the world expect me to be? It poses those questions of, should I be myself, or should I be the version that I'm assuming other people want to see? It also features like a hilarious cast and this awesome love triangle between these 2 characters. And what I love is, the main character, she kind of finds herself different with these 2 men. She gets to express different sides of herself, and ultimately it's just about finding yourself, who you are, and also the person who will love you for exactly who you are. And yeah, it's hilarious. Plus, like, I learned so much about, Nigerian culture, African culture as well in general, because as a Congolese girl myself, I related to so many things in this film. And also these, like, African aunties that are always pestering us to get married and always make you feel bad for not having a boyfriend or fiance or whatever. Like, this film is absolutely hilarious. I've watched it 3 times now. It is definitely worth it. Go check it out. So next up we have a French film called Au bout des doigts, or the English title In Your Hands. So the reason this film makes it on this list is because the love interest of the main character, who is this, French boy from the wrong side of the tracks, so to speak. He's a very talented piano player, and he gets discovered by a man who later becomes his mentor, and he has to sort of overcome his fears and anxiety and circumstances to become the prodigy that he is at this French Institute for Music. And the reason why this film is on this list is because the love interest is none other than the beautiful, the sensational Khadija Touré, who's a French actress whose parents are from Côte d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast in West Africa. And she is so beautiful. Like, oh my gosh, I have been in love with this actress since the first time I saw her debut film, Girlhood. She is gorgeous. I mean, just look at her. Like, I low-key worship the ground she walks on. She just seems like such an incredible person, such a beauty, and I cannot wait to see how far her career goes. She honestly deserves the hype, guys. Like, she's just captivating. Every time she's on screen, it's beautiful. And I love how their love is so easy in this film. It's just easy breezy. It's like, two young people, boy meets girl. He sees her, he smiles. Plus, he's like really cute. Like, oh my gosh, I think that's probably why I like this movie so much. Like, he is really cute. And the moment he sees her, yeah, it's like love at first sight. And it just feels nice. Like a really cute, innocent relationship between two young people. Beautiful, dark-skinned black girl with her natural afro. I'm not going to lie. Every now and again, like, I love my natural hair. But every now and again, I get self-conscious about my afro. Because, like, when I go out, people always touch me, which irritates the crap out of me, or they stare or they make comments like foxy mama and stuff like that. Like, it grosses me out. And I remember I had this crush on this guy on campus, and it was still like that new phase where you get really excited when he just said like hi. And the first time that he actually like spoke to me, I had my hair in an afro, and I was low-key like worried, like, oh my gosh, will this guy still like me? Why did he have to choose the day that I have my afro out to talk to me? Because I was feeling self-conscious about it. And I know it sounds stupid, but it's true. And to see how this guy loves her, this guy is infatuated by her. He loves her with her beautiful dark skin, with her afro. It really made me feel good. And I know that might sound a bit corny or whatever, but it's true. Like, it made me feel like, okay, I could totally do this. So I definitely recommend this film. It is an inspiring film about following your dreams and allowing yourself to dream. And like I said, beautiful little romance with Khadija Touré. Honestly, it is worth it. Love this. And if you're not a native French speaker, because it is in French, I know subtitles can get a bit annoying, but after 5 minutes, if the film is really good, trust me, you'll even forget that you're reading. So definitely check this out. Next up, we have The Photograph, which is another romantic film directed by Stella McGee. I'm telling you, this filmmaker deserves the hype, guys. Like, she is just out here doing the thing. So The Photograph is a film starring the beautiful Issa Rae. Like, she is so cool. Oh my gosh, I want her to be like my big sister. She just seems like she's such a whole mood. And for me, she's a huge inspiration for me. She writes a lot of her own content, with honestly I just find so inspirational. And even how she started a career and sort of took matters into her own hands, like, I really stand for Issa Rae, honestly. And she looks so stunning in this film, guys. Like, scene to scene, she looks gorgeous, and she has like all these different hairstyles, and honestly her melanin just pops from the beginning to the end of this film. She looks stunning. I also love Lakeith Stanfield. He is a brilliant actor. I like the sound of his voice. Like, he has this kind of like he mumbles when he talks, but it's pretty cool. It's a very slow-paced film, I will say. Also a bit for a more mature audience. Not because it's obscene or anything, again. It's just because it's very slow-paced. It feels very, like, adult-y. Like, this is, like adults, This is what adults do. It's a bit of a drama, but it's not sad. Like, I would definitely just categorize this film as just a romantic film. It's not that funny. It's not that sad, in my opinion. But yeah, it's a beautiful film. Definitely go check it out. Plus, I love, Lakeith Stanfield also in real life is dating the beautiful dark-skinned actress Sosha Rockamore, as far as I know, who's just stunning. I love her from the Mindy Project. Because, it was a bit nice to see. Because, every now and again when you see these actors and you love them and you crush on them on screen, only to find out that in real life, the support is not that mutual. So it's nice to see that, Lakeith Stanfield is, you know, with a melanated queen. But yeah, it also features one of my favorite actresses. Like, I legit worship the ground that she walks on. Tiana Paris is gorgeous. Like, look at her. She is stunning. The first time I saw her, my cousin was showing me hairstyles for natural hair. And Tiana Paris, honestly, like, she deserves to go down as a classic Hollywood beauty. She is so talented. She's so beautiful. She rocks her natural hair in ways that I didn't even know natural hair could be rocked. I mean, just look at her. I love her. You'll hear more about my admiration for her when I make a video about, you know, dark-skinned black actresses that I'm definitely rooting for. But I love her addition in this film. And I also like one of the actors in this film. I mean, he's not really in it that much, but I am low-key developing a crush on him. His name is Calvin Harris Jr. I mean, I have a lot of celebrity crushes, but I mean, just look at him. Okay, you know what? Screw it. He's added to the list. Definitely go check out this movie. It is worth it. Next, we have The Lovebirds. So The Lovebirds is starring Issa Rae again. I mean, she's out here doing the most. This film is your typical feel-good romantic comedy film. It is, like, it's hilarious. It stars, you know, Issa Rae and Camille Nanjiani. I'd never seen any of Camille Nanjiani stuff before this. I just knew him, you know, here and there. But this film is hilarious. Like, I love it. I can't say anything bad about it. The jokes are funny. Their little romance is cute. Plus, it's nice to see, you know, people of color in a couple. Typically, when there's interracial couple starring a black woman, it's almost always with a white love interest, which is perfectly fine. But it's just, we rarely see a black woman with another person of color, which I thought was interesting in this film because they have really interesting jokes about that, you know. But yeah, I can't think of anything bad to say about this film. It's, matter of fact, I'm probably gonna go watch it again tonight because it feels good. It feels, by the end of it, it feels good. Like, definitely go check it out. Next, we have La Colle. Okay, so forgive me, guys, but La Colle is another French film starring the beautiful, sensational Khadija Touré once again. Now, the reason why this film is honestly one of my favorite romantic comedy films is because it's a teenage film, basically. Now, I grew up watching all your typical teenage films, you know, Mean Girls, Bring It On, the list goes on and on and on and on. And never have I ever watched a teenage romantic comedy film where the dark-skinned black girl is that girl. And maybe it's just because I'm poorly informed. If you guys know of any other teenage films like that, please let me know. But never have I ever seen a beautiful dark-skinned black girl with her natural hair be the center of attention. So this film is like a fantasy comedy that follows this young boy who makes a wish, but turns out that he has to face the repercussions of that wish. Ultimately, what he's trying to do is to get Khadija Touré's character to fall in love with him because he is head over heels for her. And I just love how they portrayed her in such a way where, like, time literally freezes when he sees her. Like, he does everything just to get her to notice him because he's in love with her. And what I also love is that he's not the only guy who likes her. The really cool, hot, popular jock guy also likes her. And it was just nice to see her at the center of attention, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It felt amazing. It's also a film about, you know, friendship and not judging people. Like, this film is hilarious. I could watch it literally every week. And I mean, I've watched it twice already and I haven't gotten tired of it. It's hilarious. I love it. I'm so glad I found this film. Honestly, feel good for sure. Okay, so down to number 1. So I made a shorter version of this segment, you know, dark-skinned black women in romantic movies on TikTok. And, you know, one of my followers commented that I love seeing this because so often it's so rare that you see a dark-skinned black woman get pursued in a film without there being negative connotations about her or anything like that. So it's really refreshing to see. Now, I know we live in a modern time where, you know, they say don't be shy. If you like a guy, just ask him. You don't have to wait for him to ask you out and things like that. I wish I could do that, okay, guys? But I'm shy. I'm not the girl to go up to a guy and be like, hey, can I can't do that. I can't. I'm shy, okay? I love a good pursuit story. I mean, that's how my mom and dad met. He literally looked for her high and low after seeing her once. I find it cute. I find that romantic. Maybe that makes me crazy. I don't know. But I love a good pursuit story. And the reason why I love this film so much is because a dark-skinned black woman is at the center of that pursuit. So the reason why this film is on this list is because it is starring the beautiful, sensational, literally she is a phenomenal actress, Aïssa Maïga. She is a Senegalese-born French actress. So she was born in Senegal in West Africa and obviously migrated to France. Like, guys, you need to see her body of work. She's legit. Watch The Boy Who Harassed the Wind on Netflix. She is a phenomenal actress. So the number one pick for today is Prêt, tout. It's a Belgian film. Also, the English title is Anything for Alice. So Aïssa Maïga plays the love interest to the main lead character, who basically falls in love with her the moment he sees her. And he, like the title says, Prêt à tout, which means ready for everything or anything for Alice. This guy literally bends over backwards for this woman. He goes high and low for this woman. If you want a pursuit movie where the dark-skinned black woman is pursued, this is the movie for you. This guy does close to the impossible, the unfathomable, to get this woman to love him. Obviously not in a creepy stalker way, okay guys? It's romantic. No, like, honestly speaking, this movie took my breath away. And what I love about this, because I'm gonna tell you right now, in a lot of movies about black women, romantic movies, I see every now and again this trope where the black woman is educated, and because of this she is rude, she is like this tyrant, this untamable bitch, and she needs to be corrected and it just perpetuates this idea that the moment a black woman gets an education, she just becomes this incredibly unreasonably rude woman for no reason. Like, it's ridiculous, okay? In my family, I have a lot of educated women, like my mom. My mom was, a lawyer, and she was the nicest person I have ever known, okay? So please, this idea that black women, the moment they get an education, they just become these insufferable women, is ridiculous. And I see it too many times, and there's always like some slick, cool, down-to-earth guy who comes along and he has to like change her or tame her, and it just keeps like perpetuating this idea that black women have to be changed, or that there's something wrong with us that we have to fix. And honestly, like, I'm so over it. So that's why it's so refreshing to see in this film, yes, she is very opinionated. She can be rather stubborn at times. He meets her at university, but he doesn't try to change her, not even in the slightest. If anything, he loves her exactly the way that she is, and she inspires him, she motivates him to want to be a better person. I don't think that you have to change everything that you are for love. There will always be someone who will love you for who you are, the good and the bad. So this idea that black women have to behave a quote-unquote specific way to be loved, I think it's ridiculous. This movie is just so refreshing to see. She's also a single mother, and that's not a turn-off for him. He actually makes a cool friendship with the kid, and he helps the kid through some of the issues that he has. But what I love the most is that he loves her exactly the way that she is. He allows her to be herself, multifaceted and everything. It really explores this idea that, sometimes if a black woman seems unreasonably strong or unreasonably stubborn, it's because she's dealing with stuff, and they show the stuff she's dealing with. So yeah, I love this film. This guy goes above and beyond for this woman, and it is so beautiful to see. This movie's also hilarious, full of amazing jokes. I love this movie. It makes me smile every time. If you love pursuit movies, this is the one for you. It made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Really funny, feel-good movie. Like I said, the beautiful Aïssa Maïga is a phenomenal actress. You should definitely check it out. And that brings me to the end of this segment. Obviously, it'll be the first of many because I will be hunting down for more films like this. But let me know which film you've watched or you'll be watching. Comment down in the comments below if you have anything else to recommend. And I will see you guys in the next video.